Today I'm going to show you a safe way of using Codable, because working with Swift Codable can be challenging due to its strict requirements and limitations. While Codable simplifies the process of converting between Swift types and external representations such as JSON, it can be inflexible when dealing with complex data structures or custom serialization logic. The automatic synthesis provided by Codable often falls short when handling edge cases or non-standard JSON structures, requiring manual intervention and customization through Codable protocols like coding keys or custom encoding and decoding methods. But there's a way of safely using Codable. Let's find out how. And if you want to deepen your SwiftUI knowledge, check out SwiftUI Camp. The link is down in the description and I will talk about it later in this video. So, Codable. What's the problem with it and how to solve it? Well, the problem with Codables is that it's really nice with Swift and iOS applications that we can pour, let's say, JSON data into a model. But what happens over time? What if our backend changes the keys or we add another key value pair? Now, Codable is really strict about that. If you are not providing the exact same key value pairs, then it will just basically not do its thing. So today I'm going to show you how to fix this. I have just created a brand new Xcode project. I just didn't touch anything. And we are going to use a really nice GitHub repository that will simplify having Codable really nicely. So it's called METACODABLE. Here is the link, SwiftUI/METACODABLE. So what we are going to do is copy out the HTTPS URL and add it as a Swift package dependency. So let's click on the plus over here. Let's just wait for this to load. Let's just go for up to max major version so we can see what this tutorial is just using as a version. So let's just add that. And there we go. We have METACODABLE 1.3.0. Okay, so what we want to do is just import METACODABLE. And I found that, yes, it's Xcode sometimes it doesn't really recognize METACODABLE. I don't know if this is an issue on the package side or is this something new with Xcode, but eventually it will recognize it. And there's also helper coders. Okay, so these two. Maybe if I just hit Command B, it will just be okay. So we want to add these two. Helper coders is the submodule of METACODABLE, just so you know. And let's just start building out our, a simple struct of profile. And I'm just going to add it here so we can just make it easier, much easier to have this tutorial. Let's have a struct of profile and let's make it codable. There we go. And let's just have a title of string and maybe first name of string and last name of string and maybe some values. There we go. And that would be an array of int values. Okay, so this is fine, but what if we changed, I don't know, on the server side, we have changed this to a capital F with first name, or we have just simply deleted that property. Now, with Codable and JSON encoding, decoding, this will fail, and most probably you are aware of the many difficulties how Codable has to be addressed with custom key values and all of that stuff, and it's a lot of manual work. Now, not with METACODABLE. So let me just start off from scratch. I'm just going to delete this struct for now, and let's just add maybe a button right over here with a title and action, get and get. So we can just move away from the body view, and then we are going to create a function called get. And this is how we are going to basically fetch our data. It's going to be decoded with the JSON decoder, so that is a throwing function. So we need to have a do catch statement right over here. Catch, and I'm just going to print out any errors. Error.localized description. Okay, so I have created a simple JSON right over here, which I'm converting into data. So we can see we have a title, a name, which has a dictionary, a first name, last name. And you can see this is like a lowercase, but here we have this not so iOS alike naming convention. Then we have some values of some int numbers. So basically this is our JSON file, and what we are going to do is use the JSON decoder. But we need our model first. So let's create our name right over here. So this is the first name and last name, because that is a part of the profile that we are going to create. Learning SwiftUI is crucial for anyone interested in developing iOS and macOS applications. Due to its modern approach to building user interfaces, SwiftUI simplifies the development process by providing a declarative syntax, which significantly reduces the amount of code needed compared to traditional methods. Now, SwiftUI Camp offers an ideal platform for you to master this essential skill through personalized coaching sessions on Zoom. With hands-on guidance and tailored curriculum, you can quickly grasp SwiftUI's concepts and techniques, enabling you to create innovative and intuitive applications for Apple platforms effectively. Join today and get 50% off. The link is in the description. So let's have a struct, oh, not over there, sorry. Let's have a struct right over here called name. And this will have var first name of type string and var last name of type string. And this is how you just create it in iOS environment or Apple environment, Swift environment. First and then capital case N. It's not this one. So here comes this new metacodable library that we are going to add. So first of all, we want to have this macro added at Codable. So now you can add really nice property wrappers to your properties. And the first one would be the one that is going to fix that issue with the key, and that is coded at. And then we have this path, and I'm just going to copy this out. And let me just duplicate this and add it also onto the last name. So that is just going to cast the key name, and this is just going to work with decoding and also encoding data, which is really, really powerful. Now, the second one that I'm going to show you today, this property wrapper is really amazing, because let's say if for some reason we have a nil value or an int value for any of these, let's say the first name, or we don't have this key value pair at all, then we want to have some default values for these properties. And we can combine these property wrappers, so you can just go at default. And because this is a string, I'm just going to add a default empty string. Let me just copy that out and add it also for the last name. This is really powerful, because if there is corrupted data or missing data, it's just going to default to whatever we set over here, and our app will actually not crash. So that is our name right over here. Now it's time to create a profile, because we are going to actually decode this into a profile. So let's create a struct called profile. And again, I'm just going to add the macro of Codable. And we are going to need a title. So let's create that. Var title of string. And we can just add this, again, the default default of empty string. By the way, you could just do it also like this, but in this case I prefer to have it like this because maybe we are going to have multiple of these property wrappers and it looks a little bit more readable like that. Then we are going to have a name, so var name of type name. Okay, that's fine. And then we are going to have an array of values. So var values of type int. Okay, now what about these values? Of course, we can add a default array of empty array. So that's okay if we have any faulty data or missing data, but even if one element is problematic within our array, we are going to default to this empty array, which is not really great. So there's a concept of a lossy array. So if any of those elements is faulty or missing or null or not really, in this case it's not an int, then we should just omit that one particular array. Now the property wrapper looks a little bit long, but because of customizations, it looks really great at the end once you understand what I'm typing out over here. So I just had coded by, and here we need a helper coder, and in our case it will be a sequence coder, and we are going to use the one with the configuration. Okay, and the configuration will be .lossy. Now we need to provide, it could not be inferred. We need to provide what type of array this is. So let's hit fix over here. And basically here we need to add array. And what type of an array is that? And in our case, it's an int array. You see, it's a little bit, worthy to say the least, but it does the job. Okay. So now let's test this out. So I'm going to use the JSON decoder. So let result equals try JSON decoder dot decode, and we are going to use the type and from. So type is profile dot self, and from the JSON. That's the data. Okay. And finally, let's just print out the result. Okay, let's build and run and see if we are going to actually get a valid profile printed out as the result. Here we go. So let me just expand this so we can see the actual printed out profile. And if I click on get right over here, you will see that we have profile title, CTO, name. We have this Codable example.name. That's Codable example. That's the project's name, first name, A, the last name, Lovelace, values 1 till 6, which is really, really nice. And that's kind of expected what we have over here. Really nice that we had the key mapped to the new pairs. So what if we have some corrupted data? So I just created a new JSON. I'm just going to paste it in there. It's a new JSON, which basically has really all of the faults that I was talking about. It doesn't have the title. So basically it should just default to an empty string. Now, the first name has an int value, 0. Also, the values have a null, and then a string value for the 4. So let's see how it's going to handle this particular JSON. And for the first impression, it's not going to crash, which is really, really great. As you can see, it did not crash when I tapped on get. Now, title, empty string, which is really nice. Then we have the name, first name, again an empty string because it just, it's just 0. It's not a string. It's going to default there. And then values. It omitted the null value and the 4 string. So 1, 2, 5, 6. And this is what we want. This is really, really amazing. Now, if you do like this teaching style and you want to learn more about Codable and SwiftUI, go ahead and check out SwiftUI Camp. A 50% discount link is down in the description.